You stood at the edge of the road, breathless, your heels clicking unevenly against the pavement as you stared down at your phone. Cab arriving in 32 minutes. You cursed under your breath. If you waited, you were definitely going to miss your first ever job interview at John Private Limited, of all places. This wasn't just any company, it was the company landing. Even a receptionist role here meant prestige, future, stability, but now, because of delayed cab, all of it could slip through your fingers. You bite your lip and spoon around just in time a public bus screeched to a stop. No, no way. You hated public transportation with every pore of your body, the crowd, the sweat, the weird smells, the creepy stares, but today you had no choice. You climbed on instantly, swallowed by the crowd, your fitted pencil skirt and blazer clung to your body, sweat already beating your neck. It was worse than you remembered. People were packed like sardines, standing just to back. You clung to the overhead handle, heart pounding as the bus lunged forward. You swayed, but someone leaned into you. A girl barely out of her teens, clearly trying to stay upright. Her grip on your sleeve was faint, hesitant. You glanced down at her just as her hand gripped your arm slightly, and you saw it. Her face, eyes wide, frozen, lower lip trembling, shoulders locked. Something was wrong. You turned slowly, gaze shifting behind her, your eyes tracing her line of sight, and then you saw him, a man dressed far too close behind her, his hand moving. Your blood turned boiling hot. Take your freaking hand off her, you disgusting piece of. You snapped, your voice slicing through the humming crowd. Everyone turned, but no one moved. The man scoffed. Stay out of it. She didn't say anything. She didn't need to. Her face said everything. You crawled through the noise as you saw the man hard. He stumbled, then twisted around and sneered. What's your problem? She didn't say anything. This girl is just trying to get attention. People looked, whisper started. She's making a scene. Maybe it was an accident. You snapped angrily. Look at her face, you shouted, pointing to the girl who was suddenly crying now, shrinking into the corner. She's terrified. You think she would fake that? The man smirked, stepping forward like you were the problem now. You just want to start drama. You bumped into me first. The bus was silent. No one spoke. No one helped. That made the man bold enough. What the hell do you think you will get away with it? You spat, your voice rising. The man smirked. Calm down, sweetheart. It's crowded. That might be accident. Don't you dare, you shouted, sobbing him with all your strength. The girl flinched as the man stumbled back and suddenly lunged toward you this time, but he didn't reach. A strong arm crouched him mid-air, gasp echoed. The crowd parted like fish. A man in black tailor suit, face carved from stone, ink snacking up his wrist beneath his cuffs. He moved with effortless authority, eyes locked on that man like he was already. What the hell is going on here? The voice boomed across the bus like thunder. He didn't belong here, but he was here. The driver stammered. Sir, please stay out of it. Stop the damn bus. The stranger growled. The brakes screeched. The bus jolted violently to a halt, sending half the passengers tumbling. Doors hissed open. The entire vehicle was silent, holding its breath. The stranger's hand was still clamped around the man's wrist, squeezing until the man winced in pain. You touched her? I didn't. It was a mistake. Too much crowd. She is the one. She started shouting, accusing me, created drama out of nowhere. You can ask anyone. I didn't do anything. I saw what you did with her. You were taking advantage of the crowd. You glared angrily. You looked up, eyes meeting yours, like they had known you all your life. You were seeking in ways, then finally his gaze landed on the girl behind you. I saw her face, her tears, the way she clung to the railing like it was the only thing keeping her upright. He did. The direct expression changed. Silence. The man's mouth faded. The stranger's jaw clenched. He yanked that man forward. He didn't wait. He grabbed him by the collar, dragging him out like garbage. The man kept yelling, his voice loud, desperate, full of false innocence. The passengers around you shifted uncomfortably, pretending they hadn't seen what they all knew had happened. The stranger, unfazed by the noise, turned to you with sharp calm. If you come with me, he said, eyes dark and steady, it will be easier to make the statement strong against him. We will make sure he doesn't walk away this time. Your fists were still clenched at your sides. You felt the tremor in your spine, and the line lashed with rage, fear, and disbelief. And yet you noted your voice still cast in your throat. Then you turned to the girl. She hadn't moved an inch. Her head was down, eyes wet, her lip trembled, and she shook her head slightly, barely. She wasn't ready. You just started painfully. You reached into your blazer pocket, pulled out a simple white handkerchief, and gently handed it to her. Different, you softened your expression, crouched slightly, and whispered, "It's okay. You don't need to say anything if you are not ready." Her fingers clutched the throat. You gave her a sad smile, the kind that carried all your understanding, all your fury at the word, all your silent promise that you would do what she couldn't right now. Then you stood tall, turned, and followed the stranger who had stopped everything for justice. He didn't speak as you walked down the bus step behind him. The air outside felt thick as he still had the man by the collar, holding him like guilt. "You were lucky she caught you before I did," he said, and threw him onto the pavement, towering over him like devil itself. He pulled out his phone, calm, controlled, dangerous. "This is John Jungkook. Send police to 7th and Western. Misbehave in public transport. I have him detained. Come here before." And for a moment, as he glanced at you standing beside him under the harsh sunlight, his gaze softened, not with pity but with respect. "You did good," he moaned, almost too low for anyone else to hear. "You didn't need thanks. You just wanted that creep to never come across another girl again." The bus hissed and groaned before pulling away, leaving the three of you standing in the middle of the road. And that disgusting excuse for a man still clutched by the collar that stranger faced, struggling like a fish caught too late. "You are done for," the man spat, eyes wide. "You laid hands on me without evidence. I will file a lawsuit. Defamation damage. Just wait. You stiffened beside the stranger, your heels twisting into the pavement. Your hands were ready. One more word, and you were swinging. But him, he didn't even blink, just turned his head with slow elegance of someone who knew exactly who he was. His smirk was cold, sharp, expensive. "A lawsuit?" He repeated smoothly. "Please file it. I will send my lawyers to the courtroom to laugh." He stepped closer, his grip on the man's collar tightening. "You laid your hands on a woman in public, and there are witnesses. You are not getting a lawsuit, you are getting a record." The man's mouth opened, but no sound came out this time. The sirens blew and red lights painted the street in waves. The police car skated to a stop at the curb, the door swung open, and the moment the officers saw him, their expression shifted instantly. "Mr. Jean," one officer hurried forward, adjusting his cap, voice laced with immediate respect. "We got your call, sir. What happened?" Jungkook finally let go, pushing the man towards the nearest cop like garbage disposal. "This man touched a girl in public past this woman." He lifted his head subtly toward you, stopped him. You blinked, your anger still simmering under your skin. The officer looked at you and gave a tight, respectful nod. "Ma'am, are you okay?" You hesitated. "I'm fine." He didn't get far. The girl still on the bus, though. She was too shaken to come forward. "We will track the bus and follow up so she will reach safely." The officer shot you, already snapping the orders to the others as they took the man. He screamed the usual. "It wasn't me. I didn't touch anyone. This is set up." But no one listened. Jungkook's voice cut coldly. "You touched the girl and made noise in front of the wrong man." The man was dragged to the car, kicking and yelling. You exhaled, tension draining out of your spine as your hands finally relaxed. Then you glanced at Jungkook. "What are you, a secret superhero or something?" You muttered. He chuckled low and smooth. "No, just someone who doesn't tolerate filth." Then his eyes moved to you again, more lingering this time. "You coming to the station to file the report?" You nodded. In the police station, things moved fast. The moment you walked in beside Jungkook, every officer behind the desk stood up straighter. Some even saluted. Others whispered his name. "Mr. Jung, the girl who stopped it is with him. I will get the report." He looked around confused, why they were treating him like he owned the place. You glanced at him, still calm, still composed, that quiet air of authority clinging to him like it was his second skin. You were ushered into a private room away from the public noise and handed water and tissue like some celebrity. You muttered, I'm not even the one who went through it. Jungkook looked at you from across the small table. No, but you protected one when no one else even tried. You didn't reply. Your throat was dry again. The officer assigned to your statement was kind, respectful, let you speak without interruption. You told them exactly what happened, what you saw, how the girl froze, how you couldn't just do anything, and Jungkook backed every word. When the formalities were done, the officers promised to locate the girl and her family, ensure that man didn't walk free, and personally thanked you both. As you both walked out to leave, Jungkook pulled out his phone. You raised an eyebrow. Calling your driver? He glanced at you. No, rescheduling an interview. You got confused. Interview? Yeah, just another busy week. He slid his phone back into his pocket and he walked outside. Just as you reached it, he looked over his shoulder, a slow smirk forming on his lips. He gestured to his sleek black car parked nearby. Come on, I will drop you. What? No, that's okay. I can. He didn't listen, just guided you to the sleek black car waiting by the curb. Before you could protest again, he opened the door for you, holding it patiently. You stepped inside, heart still racing, though now for entirely different reason. He closed the door, then moved around to the driver's seat with calm precision. Before you fully registered it, you were seated inside the car next to the CEO of Geon Private Limited. You raised an eyebrow. Do you always drive around in designer suits saving women from creeps? Only when they look like they are ready to throw punches in pencil skirt. A small reluctant smile tugged at your lips until his next word wiped it away. You were going to John Private Limited for an interview, weren't you? Your heart skipped. He knew, and just like that, everything shifted again. The car ride went quiet, not awkward, just heavy, the kind of silence filled with thoughts neither of you said out loud. You sat stiffly in the plush leather seat, underline slowly wearing off, rays cooling, logic returning. You were just grateful it was over. Well, until. How do you know that? Know what? He didn't even glance at you right away, just let out a soft breath, lips twitching in amusement, and held up one finger, then pointed at your hand. You followed the gesture. Your stomach dropped. Right there, in bold black letters on the frosted paper inside your transparent file, interview invitation, John Private Limited Headquarters. Applicant Han Wayan. Oh God, your ID was still tucked inside too, visible through the plastic file like a neon sign. You must have pulled it out earlier during the police paperwork. You groaned under your breath and stuffed it back into your bag, mortified. He finally looked at you then. Really looked. And it wasn't just amusement in his eyes, it was curiosity, intrigue. You are not just bold, he said quietly. You are brave. You blinked. Is that going on my resume too? He chuckled softly. No, but it might come up in the interview. He froze again. Interview, John Private Limited, Mr. John. Him saying John Jungkook. You stared at him like he had just grown devil horns and wings. John Private Limited. You whispered, slowly putting the puzzle together. Then louder. You are not. Don't tell me you are the Gion. He tilted his head just a fraction and said with maddening calm, Jeon Jungkook, CEO and apparently your interviewer. You could have screamed not because of fear, but because the universe clearly had a weak sense of humor. As the car slowed near your stop, he leaned in slightly, voice lower now, laced with something sharp. Tell me something, Miss Ryan. Why this job? You hesitated, then straightened, meeting his eyes. Because I want to do big. Because I don't want to start from small after graduating from Seoul University. Because I want to build something real, and this company is the only place where that actually seems possible. He stared at you for a moment longer than necessary, then nodded just once. Don't be late tomorrow, Miss Applicant. The door opened. You stepped out, still reeling, and as the car pulled away, you realized one terrifying thing. Tomorrow was just the beginning, and just like that, John Jungkook disappeared. leaving you breathless, clutching your cursed transparent file and completely unprepared for what the hell you had just walked into. You survived the street fight, but now you are stepping into the lion's den. The towering glass building of John Private Limited stared down at you like it knew all your secrets. You stared right back, heels clicking with reluctant confidence as you entered the marble floored lobby, your chest still tight with disbelief. He is the CEO. You yelled in front of him, fought in front of him, almost threw hands, and now you were supposed to impress him with your communication skill and team spirit. You took a deep breath, adjusting your blazer, your file tucked under one arm, and approached the reception desk. Interview. Online, 10:30. The receptionist blinked, her eyes widened when she checked the list. Then she stood. This way. The CEO asked to meet you personally. You nearly tripped. Personally? You swallowed hard, your panic, and whatever coffee flavored courage remained in your veins, and followed her. The doors of his office opened. He was already inside, behind the massive desk, backlit by floor to ceiling windows, one hand lazily flipping through papers, your CV, and the other holding a black pen like it could sign your life away. He looked up, eyes cool, unreadable. But the smirk was back, and this time it was a CEO grade dangerous. Have a seat, he said, voice smooth, utterly composed. You stepped in, spine straight, chin raised. If he was going to treat this like a game, you would damn well play it like a war. He watched you sit, then leaned forward, resting his elbow on the desk. Yesterday was an interesting morning, wasn't it? You didn't flinch. Wasn't aware street fights counted as pre-interview experience. He chuckled. Not officially, but I admire initiative. Your lips parted, but no sound came. What was this? A test? A trap? He tapped your resume. You are qualified, passionate, aggressive when needed, loyal to strangers, and you don't tolerate injustice. You frowned. You got all that from a 15-minute disaster on a public bus? He met your eyes, calm, direct. No, I got that from watching you, and I like hiring people I can't predict. You blinked again, then he closed your file. You are hired. Silence, long, cold, echoing. Hired? You repeated, unsure if it was a joke. He nodded once. You start tomorrow. Report to my floor. Assistant manager. Project division. Provision period 1 month. Impress me. Don't make me regret it. You opened your mouth, then shut it. He stood, walking toward you, hands in his pocket, paused just beside you before adding quietly, "And next time you want to throw hands in public, call me first. I would hate to miss this." You stared at him, stunned, as he walked past, and just like that, the interview was over, but something else had definitely begun. He paused at the door, glancing over his shoulder with a faint smile, eyes glinting. "I like fire. Let's see if you are as sharp in the boardroom as you are in the battlefield." You turn, chin high. "So get ready. I don't come with a fire warning. Let's see if you can handle the heat, Mr. John." His steps faltered just a bit before he turned his head with a look that was equal parts challenge and intrigue, that infamous smirk curling at the edge of his mouth. "Oh, I am counting on it." The one hadn't even started, and you had already lit the match. But then, as you remembered something, you looked at him confused. The question that had been running in your mind since yesterday, suddenly slipping past your lips. "Can I ask you something before we wrap this up?" Hmm? He hummed slowly, turning his head slightly toward you, one brow lifting. "Go ahead. What was the CEO of John Enterprises doing in a public bus?" A slow smirk tugged at his lips, his gaze lingering on yours longer than necessary. "Now that you are here, we have got plenty of time to talk about that, don't we?"